chapter to talk about animals. Joshua?
Classify.
Classifying! Very good. Tomorrow's our popsicle party. Monday, we will be talking about fish and what it takes to be a fish and be in a group with fish. So today, let's look at reptiles and amphibians. Let me get the lights on. I am taking names, and we are on a red light right now. I know it's not down, but we have a red light. So reptiles and amphibians. First of all, let's look at reptiles. First, by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to tell me what a reptile is, what an amphibian is, and what the difference between the two is, okay? And that's our essential question for the day. It's here and over there on our whiteboard. What is the difference between an amphibian and a reptile? Or reptile and amphibian. A reptile, first of all, has dry skin that's covered with scales. Most reptiles walk on 4 legs. Most reptile mothers lay eggs. And a way for you to remember reptile is that a reptile has rough skin, and reptile starts with R, and rough starts with R. So reptile and rough. Let's look at some examples of a reptile. A lizard is a reptile. It has rough skin, and it walks on 4 legs. A snake is also a reptile, but it's a special case. It has dry, scaly skin like a lizard, but unlike a lizard, a snake has no legs. Y'all seen a snake walking around on 4 legs, haven't you? That'd be weird. Yes, ma'am.
Whenever we used to live in my old house that we lived in, one morning when I was a car rider, we saw a snake on the front porch when my mom walked over it.
Oh, Miss Gibson does not like snakes.
It's a baby.
A turtle is also a reptile, and it's a special case too. A turtle is the only reptile that has a shell. So remember that, because that's one of your questions on your post-assessment. You won't know what that means, but that's okay. Flagpole. Yes, Aiden?
When we went to the zoo one time, there was this snake-like creature, except it was called a legless lizard.
That's interesting. Yes?
One time we went to the zoo, whenever I was like 4 or something, we saw a snake. It wasn't even in the cage or anything.
No way. That would be scary. Since you're my helper, I want you to grab my bucket for me. Thank you. Now, let's look at amphibians. An amphibian has smooth, wet skin. Now, I don't really have a trick for you to remember that. You just have to remember that an amphibian has smooth skin. Like, kind of like ours. The young hatch from eggs. Kind of like birds that we talked about yesterday. They live in water when they're young. That's when it says they, that's who they're talking about. The young. And when they get to be an adult, then they live on land, like a frog. And it says down here, it says young amphibians live in water and take in oxygen through their gills. I'm making a connection. We've talked about something else before that breathes oxygen through its gills. Christian?
Fish.
Fish. Very good. And like I said, on Monday, we will be talking more about fish and what it takes to make something go into the fish group. Most adult amphibians live on land, and they breathe in oxygen with their lungs like we do. A frog is an amphibian, and this is an example of a frog. There are all types of frogs, but this is just one picture. A salamander is also an amphibian, and there are also all types of salamanders, and this is just one example. Magic box time. Who's going to help me? Dixie. Read the question and drag it through that magic box.
What makes a snake different from a lizard?
Wait, do you know the answer? Okay, drag it through the box and it'll tell you. seen a snake walking around on 4 legs? Have you seen a lizard walking around on 4 legs? You've never seen a lizard? Wow.
My cousin's got 2 lizards. I saw one at Animal Farm.
And lizards have 4 legs, right, Mackenzie?
I've seen
And
legs.
Okay, I don't need to hear your story, so we've got a lot to do. I've got one more. But this time, we're going to X-ray the box. Brianna, read the question and X-ray that box to find out the answer.
What makes a turtle different from a lizard or
Do you know the answer, first of all? Okay, well, X-ray the box and it'll tell you.
a shell?
A shell. A turtle has a shell. But underneath that shell, it has dry, scaly skin.